Swimvitational leaders brought to you by Utah Swimming. We're going to get started here shortly. As always, I want to remind you to keep your masks on if you're not in the pool. If you're not in the pool, keep your masks on. And then you always have to go around, please go by the type of session. And don't hang around the deck as well. Make sure if you're not in the pool, go to the stands and swim fast. Event 22, the boys 200-yard backstroke, heat 1 of 6. In lane 3, Kate Bethers, Southern Utah Swimming. Lane 4, Caroline Marlins, Tavin Dupont. And in lane 5, Blue and White's Valentino Montegrande.
So let's see times here with Tavin Dubon at 2:09. That's the seat time. But just so you know, we have talked about getting the shades dropped, so it'll help the screen a little bit. We know it'll be a little washed out the top, so that should get done hopefully here very shortly. So right now, lane 3 and lane 5, that is Kate Bethers in lane 3, Valentino Montegrande in lane 5. And they're both going to look to drop some time here in the 200-yard backstroke.
Bethers and Montegrande are going to improve on their 2:10 seed time.
And it's Montegrande with a bit of a lead here. They're both looking to drop. Again, both 2:10s. They're going to be close to that. And it is Montegrande with a 2:06.83 and Bethers a 2:08. So a 4-second drop for Montegrande and a 2-second drop for Bethers.
Of course, to make it back to finals, it's going to take about a 2:00. Depending on how these boys are swimming. Again, it's nice to be able to sleep in, but 12:30 is kind of the sleepy type time of day. And not just if you're a two-year-old. So it is a little bit rough and kind of disrupts your food cycle just right.
Heat 2.
To have a midday final, a midday swim, you do have to swim fast enough to make it back to the final tonight.
In lane number 2 from OTAC, Luke Johnson. In lane 3 from Caroline Marlins, Jackson Tuller. In lane 4 from Las Vegas Club, Corey Park. In lane 5 from Park City Student, Sebastian Rona. And in lane 7 from Jeffco Hurricanes, Cormac McShane.
It's Sebastian Rona from Park City, the 13-year-old, with the quickest 50 split, but just 500s behind is Roy Park from Las Vegas. 3, 4, and 5, very close.
There, stroke for stroke. Lane 5 might have just a little advantage. Maybe. We'll see her on the turn. And it is Rona with the.
So Rona out in a 58.98. His best time is a 2:03. Right now on track for a 2:00 or 2:01.
Then this 50, Roy Park.
But with the third 50 putting on a spurt of energy is Jackson Tueller from Cache Valley Marlins in 3. He's now taking the lead.
Oh, I think hopefully to get mixed up there. MS, I just didn't see how Sebastian doesn't do a kickover. Thought maybe he reached thinking it was over.
Yeah.
Just for a second.
So Tueller trying to come back strong is going to be very close to a 2:01.
Remember, his best was a 2:03, and he comes in at a 2:01.63. So we have 6 heats here in the 200 backstroke. If this is your first afternoon joining us here on the stream, first of all, welcome in Dusty Lister and Paul Larson with you. If you want this to go full screen, if you're off our website and you're working on a laptop, just go ahead and take your cursor, put it over the player. You'll see the title come up. Click on the title. It'll take you to our YouTube page where you can go full screen. Again, every session from the 2021 Swimvitational will be available here at High School Rewind YouTube page. You can go there anytime and rewatch any of the sessions, any of the swims that you'd like.
In lane number 1 from Reading Swim Team, Kenneth Ruff. In lane number 2 from South Highlands of Nevada, Tanner Beck. In lane 3 from Bluefin Aquatics, Ethan Tur. In lane 4 from South Highlands of Nevada, Jack Fulham. In lane 5 from Lehigh Aquatics, Tylen Spencer. In lane 6 from Dart Swimming, Charles Fleming. In lane 7 from Lehigh Aquatics, Bridger Smith. And in lane 8 from Lehigh Aquatics, Spencer Stowers.
Fastest seat time into this one is a 2:00.68 from Jack Fulham.
Out ahead is lane 6, Charles Fleming, Dart Swimming. He'd like to go under 00 for the first time. Out in a 57 flat, well on his way to get there. 57 flat means he should make it.
How about lane 1, huh? Kenneth Rupp. Has a nice wall for Rupp, so we're going to come in. The Rupp in lane 1 and Fleming in lane 6.
And it's Rupp with a 50 to go. They're both well under 2:00 pace. Looking at possible 58, 158, 159. Expect it will take about just anything under a 2:00. Expect we'll have at least 24 swimmers at that pace.
Again, lane 1 here. Kenneth Rupp going to break double O as he reaches back, and it is a 157.76 for Rupp, a 158.11 for Fleming. 6-second drop, or pardon me, 5-second drop there for Kenneth Rupp.
And a tie for fourth at 2:00.91.
So that's it with Heat 3. Now on to Heat 4.
This is the first of your circle-seeded heats. Jacob Reese, the third overall seed, in lane 4 for this heat.
Heat 4. Pit lane number 1 from Loveland, Suki. Martin Johnson, lane 2 from BYU Rays, McKay Larson. And lane 3 from the Aquatics, Brandon Blackwood. And lane 4 from Fish Market, Jacob Ricky. In lane 5 from the Aquatics, Ethan Brown. Lane 6 from Chat, Gavin Lina. In lane 7 from BYU Rays, Sean Honey. And in lane 8 from Fish Market, Easton Smith.
So, Reese from Fish Market in lane 4, hugging that lane line, centering himself on the turn. Out in a 53.
And Jacob Ricky with a sizable advantage here. I mentioned he's the third fastest swimmer.
Yeah, his seed time is a 150, so we thought he'd be way out ahead. His time is 4 seconds ahead of his next closest competitor. Today it's coming from lane 3, Blackwood, who's been at 154.97. So Reese's going to have the win. These other swims matter as far as making it towards getting into finals. Again, expect you got to be under 2 minutes.
So Ricky's in at a 152. Everybody under 7 of the 8 swimmers under 00.
0019 for Smith. Larson comes in with a 158.43. Long time since he swam a 200 back. First time in
almost
over a year.
Really?
So we'll take that one.
Almost right on his seat time.
Yes. So again, expect 7 of those times to pass through. That 2:00.19 is going to be real close to where the line is. May or may not make it. So far, we've had, we have 2 heats remaining, but we have 9 swimmers that have been under 2:00. So with 2 heats to go.
Heat 5. In lane number 1, from BYU Rays, Isaac Vaughn. In lane 2, from Hilltop, Davis Miller. In lane 3, from Jeffco Hurricanes, Austin Metzler. In lane 4, Las Vegas Food Club, John Gallup. In lane 5, Chad Aaron Sands. In lane 6, of Lehigh Aquatics, Bryce Broadhead. In lane 7, from Blueprint Aquatics, Daniel Toth. And in lane 8, from BYU Rays, Tanner Harmon.
So John Galb with the seat time of 150.0. Close to the 15-meter mark on his initial start. Doing underwaters here, but not going quite as far. Sticking with him is Austin Metzler from Jeffco. Out in a 54. Reese was out in a 53. So
still in lane 4 with John Gallup out of Las Vegas. Again, was as large as a 9-second difference in seat times. And you see now where he's starting to give that 4-second difference between the next 2 closest swimmers.
although it's close between Gallup, Reese, and Max Woodbury in the next heat, all within half a second.
And coming in is a 157.6 here for Gallup. And for Metzler, a 152.64, 2-second drop there from Austin Metzler.
And that entire heat goes under 2 minutes, as anticipated.
In lane number 1 from Lehigh Aquatics, Cam Barnum. In lane 2 from BYU Rays, Caleb Beaver. Lane 3 from BYU Rays, James Tyson. Lane 4 from Hillsborough, Max Woodbury. Lane 5, Lubbock Zoomouts, Taylor Lewis. In lane 6 from Hillsborough, Peter Escola. In lane 7 from Old-Town, Isaac Wells. And in lane 8 from Southern Utah Swimming, Grant Gibbs.
Woodbury and Lewis will be fun.
Yes, and when you come to the final tonight where we throw in Gallup and Reese,
you see Gage Tobiasen really going after it. And Woodbury's been
Gage had a
cruising.
great 100 back. He qualified 4th in the 100 back, so he's going for it here today. His best time is a 154, but he'd like to improve on that.
Got a feeling from Woodbury that it'll be the last 100 that he'll start to dig. The last 50, I should say. We saw that yesterday.
Baylor Lewis turning it on here. So Lewis on track for a 151. Right on his best time. Could be with a little quicker than that. The way he's accelerating. He improves by a few tenths, 151.13, his new best time. Nice time for Gage Tobiasen with a 154.40, a few tenths ahead of his best time. Woodbury in at a 154.49. That will be close. Should make the A final, but just barely.
I was waiting for him to turn on, maybe just not.
And again, we have
and everything from last night.
Under 2 minutes, so that means that in total, had 21 swimmers go under, and so there's a couple of 200s that are going to make it in.
Event 24, the boys 500 yard freestyle, heat 1 of 10.
He's not.
In lane number 3 from Las Vegas Swim Club, Austin Perales. In lane 4 from BYU Rays, Isaac Sampt. In lane 5 from Las Vegas Swim Club, Max Carlson. And in lane 6 from Hillsboro, Aiden McDonald.
It's Aiden's 16th birthday today. I was asked to make mention of it at some point on PA. I didn't want to do it before he started or in the middle. I didn't want to mess with it. Afterward, however.
After. So that he can hear it would be better.
That's the other part too. I want him to hear it, but I also didn't want to throw him off before he started.
So here we are. Dusty's tune-up for the miles tomorrow. Doing 500 frees.
We're just warming up. No. We don't have a lather ready yet.
Well, you know, the key is by the third 50 to try and get set in a pace and then try and hold it. Swimmers that hold a consistent pace usually do better. Some have a particular strategy and then want to speed it up a little if they're feeling it later in the race. But we have Las Vegas Swim Club, Perales and Carlson in 3 and 5, respectively, leading.
I mean, the question is, you got two swimmers in there, and they're both getting a glimpse at you. Who we shooting signs at?
Yeah. Well, they've got one Las Vegas coat in the black on that side of the pool and one in the gray here on the near side of the pool. So they've split their duties for the lane 3 and 5 respectively. So out in a 154 and 156, neither swimmer has been faster than a 505. Hoping to be able to hold on and go under 500 today. So halfway through, Perales at 225, Carlson at 226. If they continue to hold 31s or better,
both the seat times of 5:05.
They'll have a chance to go under 5. They're losing a little bit there. The 30.57 by Carlson works, but the 31.2, 4 more of those take you just over 5 minutes.
When we saw back last month in this, it was early, that breaking 5 minutes, a couple of swimmers.
So Carlson's committed that he's going to do it. He improved. He was a 30 point and now a 29.8. The coach on this side has got him going. Perales' coach is trying to get him to stick with Carlson. She keeps pointing to now to kick. So at the 400 with 100 to go, Carlson at 30 point only has to average 31s. Carlson's going to be under. It doesn't look like it's going to be Perales' day to break 5. Carlson, a 14-year-old, Austin Perales at 15. Aiden McDonald was 15 to start the meet, but turned 16 today.
And the bell out for Carlson.
That'll keep him going. He's going to be in for a 527 or better. I mean a 457, maybe 456, the way he's kicking off that last wall.
Well, digging and coming back is Max Carlson. Can he get, he's going to be under double O. How far is he dropping?
455.838. So nice finish.
10-second drop there by Carlson.
And a 5:02, best time for Austin Perales. Svant for BYUV Rays, a little bit off his time. And Aiden McDonald having a birthday, but not his best 500 performance.
Yeah. See, we sneak in the happy birthday to him now. You know, he's going to feel a little bad. Take care of that. He's walking off. But we'll head to heat 2 of 10 of the 500.
I just want to say happy birthday to Aiden McDonald, turned 16 today. Happy birthday. E2. In lane number 1 from Joshua Smith in lane 2 from Portland Aquatics. Michael Spicer in lane 3 from Southern Utah Swimming. Max Morley in lane 4 from Portland Aquatics. James Crawford in lane 5 from OTAC. Jackson Greenville in lane 6 from Hillsborough Swim Team. Kieran Leatherwood in lane 7 from Soul Swim Team. Yad Hassan. And in lane 8 from Hillsborough, Darren Seymour. Official times in the 200-yard backstroke. Get a tie for the second alternate. The first alternate, Tanner Beck in the C final. Easton Smith, Tanner Harmon, Peter Escola, Aaron Sands, Isaac Vaughn, Isaac Wells, McKay Larson, Davis Miller. In the B final, Ethan Brown, Charles Fleming, Kenneth Buck, Daniel Toth, Martin Johnson, Gavin Ina, Caleb Phelan, and Bryce Rawhead. In the A final, Sean Honey, Brandon Blackwood, Max Woodbury, Gage Tobiason, Jacob Rickey, Austin Metzler, David Lewis, the basketball by time, John Gallo. Gentlemen, it is 1:02. You have 30 minutes to declare your intent to scratch.
So in heat 2, at the 200 mark, it's lane 1. That's Joshua Smith from Cottonwood Heights that's in the lead. He has not been under 5 minutes. 5:03 is his best time. At 2:28, but Leatherwood from lane 6 from Hillsborough, who still holding a 30 split, went a 29.8 that last 50, is now in the lead.
Leatherwood.
It's exciting in these earlier heats to see the strategy as these swimmers try and get under 5 minutes for the first time. Leatherwood still holding 30 point. Went out a little slower than lanes 1 and 2, but is locked in at that 30 point pace. So took it off. Easton Spicer went out faster, but then have locked in at a slower mid-race pace.
Leatherwood still holding that 30 point.
30 point, he's locked in within, he's 29.9 to 30.0. He's locked there with 150 left. Spicer will need to pick it up a little bit to have a chance of getting 500 or better. .18, a little bit slower, but still 30 point low with 100 remaining for Leatherwood. Hillsborough coach trying to get him to go now.
So now into the bell lap in lane 6 with Kieran Leatherwood.
So a 30.0 there, he's going to be okay. He's going to like this time being well under 5 minutes.
Let's see what he has left in this last 50. Hold another 30, he'd be at 4:57. How much is he going to drop?
I think he's going to do a 28 or better, so closer to a 4:55 possible.
And Leatherwood comes in at 4:57.08.
His last 50 in a 29.34.
So congratulations, Kieran Otherwood getting underneath 5 minutes.
Spicer did make it with a 27.88 in his final 50, so that he sneaks under with a 4:59 for 5-0 for Michael Spicer in lane 2. Now, to make it back to the finals in the 500 tonight, I think you're going to have to go 450 or better. We have a very solid field, so 450 or better for finals.
Well, you better swim faster if you want to swim more.
That's how it works
By more.
in a championship meet. If you want to swim another 500, then you got to swim a really fast 500.
And then you've earned the right to swim more.
500, but I still remember, it's exciting when you break 5 minutes.
In lane number 1, BYU Rays Sean Honey. In lane 2, from Fish Market, Cole Albrecht. In lane 3, Boulder Swimming Joseph Leptov. In lane 4, from Cedar Swim Club Tanner Dodds. In lane 5, from Chat Gavin Ina. Lane 6, from Cedar Swim Club Ashton Krantz. In lane 7, from Cache Valley Marlins, Jacob Black. In lane 8, from Southern Utah Swimming, Joy Eggers.
Fastest seat time here is Tanner Dodds in a 5:00.24. Gavin Ino in 5:00.89. I believe that was back in senior state. Don't want to say it was Gavin Ina and then Austin Partridge, who we will see in the next heat. They were both right there, and I think Partridge got it, and Ina was just behind it.
That may be. So out quick, though, in lane 1 is Sean Honey. BYUV Rays. He has not broke. His best time is a 5:02, but he's wanting to be well under, and he took it out fast. That's a 29 flat. I don't know if he can lock in at that pace. We'll see if how his race strategy works out for him. Happy birthday. So here's Honey at the 200 mark. 29.4, so he's falling off 4/10. We'll still see where he locks it at, or if he continues to creep up. In the center of the pool, or closer to the center, lane 3, that's Joseph Leptov from Boulder. Who's had a 29 and now a 28.9. I like his splits better. Honey continued to roll up another half second at 29.95. Now he's out, so he's going to have a good time. He's likely to break 5, but he hasn't ever locked in his pace.
It was interesting. The Levtov has been around at 28, 29 the last few as well.
So 29.81 finally at the 300 point is where Sean Honey locks in, and Leptov also at 29s. Leptov has consistently been 29 highs this whole race from the third 50 on. the Boulder coach in the tie-dyed shirt over on the far side, trying to get him to go, and he's picked up a little bit, a 30.0 and a 29.2 for Levtov. So with a 150 remaining, Levtov now within a body length of Sean Honey. Levtov pulling even with Honey. So a 30.2 and a 29.3. So the steady pace from Levtov is pulling off. Honey trying to hang in there, was out quick.
Yes, he was.
So coming to the bell lap, Levtov is just past him with his consistency. We hope Sean Honey can pick it up here for his last 50. So Levtov, a 28.93.
Hey, you stay on a 28-29 pace, it's like Novocaine, it always works.
It does. And we saw Sean Honey was a 30.9. Sean's going to have a best time. And this is a great race for Sean, but a different race strategy than Levtov. Levtov setting a pace and sticking with it.
Well, Levtov comes in at a 4:50. That's an 11-second drop for Joseph Levtov.
Great swim. 4:54, nice swim for Sean Honey.
And Joseph Levtov may earn his opportunity to swim 1,000 yards today.
Levtov may be able to swim that again. And again, a great time for Sean Honey, and Gavin Ina from Chad in at a 5:01, just within a few tenths of his best time. But a nice swim for Joseph Levtov from Boulder Swimming and Sean Honey from BYUV Rays with very different race strategies.
Right. But the goal was get under 5 minutes, and they both did it. So as we roll along here at their Saturday afternoon session of the Swimvitational of the Universe, promptly named by Mike Werner, the meet director. We're brought to you by Utah Swimming. Dusty Lister and Paul Larson with you. Hope you enjoyed the coverage this weekend as we're scratching lane 5 here.
Whoa. Lane 2 didn't get set and then moved. We'll see whether or not.
In lane number 1 from Hilltop Aquatics, Davis Miller. Lane 2, lane 1 from Hillsborough, Peter Escola. In lane 2 from Hillsborough, Benjamin Seeley. Lane 3 from BYU Rays, Nate Anderson. Lane 4 from Chat, Austin Partridge. In lane 6 from Lehigh Aquatics, Ethan Brown. In lane 7 from Bluefin Aquatics, Daniel Toth. And in lane 8 from Las Vegas Swim Club, Kyle Davidian.
False starts do happen, and if you do move on the start, somehow it just feels different though if you end up disqualifying with a false start on the 500.
Right.
I mean, it just,
not a race,
it's just
right?
a little unsettling, but it does happen, and someone clearly moved. To me, it looked like lane 2, and I think that both the starter and referee saw it. So, not sure, but it definitely looked like it. So, as we are completing the third 50, we'll see who locks in here.
Well, Daniel
Ahead
Toth.
is Daniel Toth with a 29.5. He's got the fastest split of the third 50 swimmers.
Well, it's the bottom of the pool right now. It is Toth in lane 7, Ethan Brown on lane 6, and Kyle Davidian. I'm going to say Davidian in lane 8.
Yep.
If he were Polynesian, I know the W is a V, but I'm gonna take a stab at it. And those watching the stream, if you want to confirm that for me, if it's Davidian or Davidian.
I think
right.
you're good with the Davidian.
Yeah. We went that way with Abear, and I was right.
Yes.
Tashjian, I was right.
Tashjian, you got 2. So we're going with Davidian. So as we're nearing the halfway point of Heat 4, Daniel Toth from Bluefin still holding 29s. He got locked in at the .150 and has tried to be consistent. Trying to stick with Toth is Ethan Brown from Lehigh Aquatics. Another 29.9 there. Brown slipping to 30.6. Six, 7, and 8 is doing 29s and 30s. 2, 3, and 4 are locked at 31s. Toth slips to a 30.1 on that one with 150 to go. Daniel's best time at 4:59. He's well under that pace today.
And just above Toth is Ethan Brown, his best at 4:58.
So at a 30.4 there, slipped a little bit, 3:54 with 100 to go. So expect that he'll be under 4:54. Question is how far, and can he get close to that 450? Nothing necessarily magic about 450, but based on our seed times, we anticipate the current 24th seeded person has a 449 points, so pretty good indication that's about where the break will be.
And out come the bells. Ring out the wild bells as we're gonna take this final turn for Toth. A new personal best going to come up here for Daniel Toth.
It's looking like a 452 high. 454. 453.83.
So 453.83. Brown comes in at a 456.09.
So best times for both Toth and Brown. You get some interesting looks coming off the deck after you swim with the 500
right.
free. Every now and again you'll see a smile, but you see a lot of, I think I'm gonna die.
Mine would be Why'd I do that again? That's a joke.
In lane number 1, go to top. Davis Fuller in lane 2 from Swimvitational. David Winter, lane 3 from Ready Swim Team. Kenneth Rupp. In lane 4 from Movement Aquatics, Russell Raymond Govino. In lane 5 from Hilltop Aquatics, Andrew Ehap. In lane 6 from Loveland, Chase Giandanilo. In lane 7, Lehigh Aquatics, Cody Jacobson. In lane 8 from Hilltop, Max Peterson.
Right now is looking at lane 3. And that is Kenneth Rupp. And also in lane 5.
Or lane 6.
Probably lane 6. Yep. Giandanilo.
Chase Giandanilo with a 29.6. So we'll see if he can settle in there. 29.5 for Rupp. See if that's their pace. We've seen some drops, even in prelims, by those Loveland swimmers. The Loveland coach is trying to get him to pick it up, even though he's at that 29 pace. They want him a little bit quicker. 29.9, so he did slow down. Rupp was at 30.2, and that's why lane 4's still at a 29 pace and is moved ahead of Rupp because he's had a more consistent pace. Coach Lewis whistling for Giandanilo to pick it up. A 30 point, but Govino still doing 29s. So 29.4 as Govino takes the lead. Went out a little slower, but is the only one who has not dropped to 30 points.
Down lane 6, still Giandanilo. Giandanilo, and then lane 4 with Govino. There's Russell Raymond Govino in lane 4. The seat time of 4:55.64.
So Govino, the Loveland coach is trying to get him to Giandanilo to pick it up. So Govino at a 30.0 and Giandanilo at a 30.0 also. They have within 700ths, and their splits that time were within 500ths.
And they're right by each other.
So we're coming to the 400 mark, and it's very close. Govino picked it up at 29.6, a half a second faster with the 30.1 split for Giandanilo. The rest of the field is faded back, although lane 1's picking it up now. That's Miller from Hilltop. So here to the bell wrap. Govino with a half-second lead. They were both 29.5 there, but from the 350 to 400 mark, Govino got a half-second lead and has kept it.
And he's extended, but here comes a hard finish in lane 6. Chase Giandanilo, can he catch Gavino might not have enough pull, and it'll be Russell Raymond Gavino coming in at a 4:51.17. John Donato a 4:51.82.
Still too soon to tell whether or not a 4:51 makes it into finals.
As we got 5 more heats to go in the 500. And lucky you, we were doing this stream because if this were the Olympics, Dan Hicks would be sending it to commercial. But we're not.
We do all of them.
Dan Hicks and Rowdy be taking a breather right now, but
Yeah.
Paul and I, no such luxury. You ready for a little bit more? We'll get a 15-minute break. When we're done. No, sorry. When we're
After
done
the
with
50
freeze.
freestyle, we'll have a short break before the 200 freestyle relay. We had a great time with the women's
Yes, we did.
50 free and the following relay. They were, and we expect similar excitement during the men's events.
In lane number 1 at a hilltop, Nathan Dunn. In lane 2 from Fish Market, James Richter. In lane 3 from Boulder Swimming, Dylan Covington. In lane 4 from Bluefin, Dominic Toth. In lane 5 from BYU Rays, Isaac Hahn. In lane 6 from Chat, Ethan Baker. In lane 7 from Fish Market, Isaac Ridge. And in lane 8 from Roadrunner, Julian Mosley.
So these swimmers all have 4:54s or 4:55s. Most 4:55s is their seed time. So they're going to need a breakthrough to be in the setup to return for finals. So in lane 4, that's Toth. It's Chat's Ethan Bangeter.
The 1650 is available. It will be over by the check-in desk by the entrance. It will close at 7 p.m. tonight. Again, check-in for the 1650 is available over by the entrance. Please make sure your swimmers get checked in by 7 p.m.
So we're looking at lane 4 and lane 6. And that is Toth and Bangeter.
So Bangeter's had some nice swims earlier this season, had a nice 500. This time, I believe, his seed time of 4:55 came from the senior state meet here.
Yeah, remember we talked about that one. Hey, if you're going to break it, break it. And he
hadn't broken 5 minutes before, but then went all the way to a 4:55.
and hey, if you're going to do 4:55, why not the next time you do it in the championship meet, go 4:49. By all means.
So we'll see if he's on that pathway. He's 29. Toth is still at a 28. It's 10 seconds under. So Toth is on track to have a sub 450. Based on his split at the halfway point.
So Toth lane 4, Bangeter lane 6.
So still both holding 29s. And they're at 250 at the 300 point. Bodes well for doing a sub 450. If you continue to hold 29s, you're going to be there in some. Now the Bluefin coach is trying to get Dominic Toth, 16-year-old. So 28-8 still for Toth. Bangerter slipped to a 30-point. So he's struggling to maintain his less than 30 pace, but that was his first 50 that was not a 29 or less.
Well, they're telling him to hold. So he's on track what they want, right?
Yes, he's on track. He's going to get a swim again. So a 30.4. So Bangerter would love to have that sub 450 time, but he's going to really have to bring it back hard to get there.
And the bell comes out for Toth.
So
Bell goes out for Toth, and here comes the rest of the bells.
Toth is going to be at a sub 445. I mean, this is going to be a great swim for Dominic Toth. His seed time of 454, and he could be 10 seconds ahead of that. What a swim. In there hard, finishes with a 28.4, a 444.64. What a great swim for Dominic Toth. Bangerter comes in hard, 451.80, a best time. Not sure if that'll earn him another swim or not. He's got three times already between him and four. It's the fourth fastest time, but with 4 heats remaining.
All right. A great swim by Dominic Toth, a 444.64. Certainly you'll see him tonight, and
so
we'll see where everyone else drops. I mean, time-wise, I would have just put him in that 10th heat by 1/100th of a second.
So 444. It should be, you know.
It'd be right near the A, right?
That could be. We're thinking that the A final could be as fast as under 440. I mean, that you got to go 430 something.
Okay.
It depends on whether or not we have some time drops. We have 6 swimmers with seed times that are less than 440.
Heat 7.
444 will definitely get into the B final.
In lane number 1 from Fishmarket, Lucas Peel. Lane 2 from Hillsborough, Colin Lasalo. In lane 3, Loveland Swim Club's Alexander Brown. In lane 4, Hilltops. Chandler Iron. In lane 5 from Sandpipers, Riley Clinton. In lane 6 from Hilltop. Nathan Moyer. In lane 7 from Hilltop, Patrick Bless. In lane 8 from Hillsborough, Kyle Frontini.
Well, Riley Clinton from Sandpipers going out quick. We'll see if he settles in.
So 4:49.15, the fastest time. That's Chandler Iyer in lane 4, the highest seat time. But right now it is lane 5, Ryan Wood. Pardon me, lane 5 is Riley Clinton.
So we know Sandpipers trains for distance. This is kind of a he's still holding under a 29, so 28 out in a 149. So
again, staying in lane 5, that is Riley Clinton out of Sandpipers. His seed time was a 4:49.37.
in second is Iyer. Chandler Iyer, the 15-year-old from Hilltop. His seed time of 4:49. He's holding 29s. Like to improve on that 4:49 time. It's a possibility if he continues to be locked in at 29 low or better. 29 flat, Clinton has slowed to 29 flat. The Sandpiper coach up in the stands, but loud enough to be heard.
Woke me up. I didn't expect that.
So 29-0. Iyer still just under 30s.
Now the question is, do you train by noise? When you're coaching, you say, hey, this is what this means. This is what
Don't know how he is on the deck, but if he's there on the deck, he's conditioned to hear it.
I'm just curious if when you're going through the coaching part of it, hey, when I give you this sound, it means this. When I give you that sound, it means that. No?
I think that's too much. It's either, if you're hearing me, that means you need to pick it up a notch.
Okay.
It's more of a go, no go.
Okay.
There's not enough time to send baseball signs.
Hey, I just know the game. These things all mean differently. First sign indicator. So.
Yeah. So at a 4:15 with a 50 left to go, he's going to be under, still has held 29 or better on each split. So we expect him to be 4:43.
He's definitely throwing the legs in.
He's kept a strong kick the whole way.
And it'll be Clinton coming in at a 4:43.45.
A nice swim by Iyer also with a 4:51. Not exact, a couple of seconds short of his best time, but the 4:43 should also make probably the B final.
So 3 more to go as we go to the circle seeded heats.
This being a distance event,
sorry,
we'll have
last
one
2.
more heat, and just the last 2 will be circle seated.
I said it and then realized all my times were out of whack. And then remembered you said that earlier. Hey, it's just day 3. Actually 2.5, and then we'll get the second half tomorrow.
It's day 3. 4 if you count Wednesday with the time.
That's true, right? I forget.
The days
my
run
whole week's
together.
off. Yeah.
Heat 8.
Heat 8. Heat 8.
We joke up here.
We'll try and keep it together.
Hey, a little punchy.
Aquanites, Brendan Berman, lane 3 from Hillsborough, Zachary Cray, lane 5 from South Davis, Ryan Northern, lane 6 from Hilltop, Caleb Wynn, and lane 7 from Hilltop, Joshua Day, and in lane 8 from Fish Market, Easton Smith.
You know, broadcasting a meet or doing PA, and someone says, I can't believe they do that. Let's turn the mic on. I'll hand it to you. And for 8 hours out of a day, see how many times you misspeak?
I was going to say, we've been on air for almost 9 hours a day, 3 sessions. I guess maybe it's only 8. It's felt like 9.
It has its moments. That is for certain.
So Caleb Wynn from Hilltop, see if he can get locked into a pace here. Ryan Wood from South Davis trying to stick with him. Caleb at a 28 still on that third 50. We'll see if he can lock there. Caleb would like to go for sub. His best time is a 4:47. He's trying to improve on that. $29.5.
To let Caleb win.
So
It's
nearing
pretty
the
pace,
halfway
you can hold it.
point. $29.79, his teammate Joshua Day has been a little bit more locked in at 29 mid as Caleb. Oh, there's Stan, Coach Stan Crump yelling at Caleb to get going.
You know when Stan wants something.
Yeah.
And that's that you know because he was your coach. But you know because you can hear him.
So Caleb picked it back up. Had gone 29 high, and now 29.29. $29.8, so, and Joshua Day is slowed to a 30. Easton Smith still holding strong at 29s. And Puri in lane 1 had a 29 split. He's trying to maintain consistency. So at the 400 mark, another 29.8. The last 350s have been 29.8 something for Caleb. And Day at a 30 point. Smith still hitting 29s. So coming into the bell lap for Caleb. Appreciate the Wynn family. Caleb's father, Mike, our meet referee for this meet.
So Wynn. Maybe he comes back in here. Mentioned his best time of 4:47.
He's going to be close to that. He may be just off.
The Wynn comes in at 4:48.74.
.448.74. I think that'll earn him another swim. It's Smith who comes back in a 28.85. So with a 451 flat, not sure if that's going to make it, but the 448 should. And Day with a 452. Now, based on this being the third to last heat, it looks like 450s are going to make it into the C final. So probably under a 450 for the A and B final, but I think there's going to be some 450s in the C final.
Heat 9 for real this time. Not pump faking on that one. Looks like we're scratching lane 3.
Sujian Toro, not here.
In lane 1 from Clark Swimming, Spencer Merodio. In lane 2 from BYU Rays, Elijah Whitney. In lane 4 from Clark Swimming, Hayden Dufron. In lane 5, unattached Utes, Reese Winter. Lane 6, Jeffco Hurricanes. Austin Metzler. In lane 7, Blue Aquatics, Keanu Lee. And in lane 8, South Davis, Eric Chamberlain.
So Gouffron, we know, is swam well as Reese Winter. So Gouffron's been a 427. Reese has been a 433. Reese went a 433 in this pool a month ago. Not sure they're going to do that in prelims this morning, but do expect him to probably go under 440. Also with a strong start is the other dart swimmer in lane 1, the 15-year-old Spencer Merodio.
So lane 1, lane 4, lane 5.
In 6 is Austin Metzler from Jeffco. He's been a 442. But
based on some hand signals, there was a swim plan that's not being executed. If I'm just picking that up right. So, but lane 4, Gouffron
holding 27 still, out in a 146. We'll keep that in mind for the next heat. So out in a 146 and holding 27s. See if he slips to a 28. Nope, he's locked in at a 27 mid. So
and Reese Winter starting to throw his legs in a little bit more.
So with 27 mids, out in a 146 puts you at a 431. Could be just under 430 if he can hold it. Coach Nabetta trying to get him to go even faster. The dart coach from Davis, California.
Home of the Anteaters.
So still holding 27, and in fact slow, he's gone from 27 mid down to a 27.10 there. as we come to the 400, approaching the 400 mark. This is a very nice swim.
And Gouffron.
So he's at 335. He's going to be under 430.
He's me right
so
there.
He's been right there, very consistent, out in a 46, but then held 27 mid to 27 low, anywhere between 27.4 and 27.1. 27.0 there, he goes sub 27, he could have a 428. So he's looking at potentially a 428 or 429. At this altitude, that's a very fine swim.
And we're about 29.90. This comes in Gouffron at a
428.99. So a great swim for Gouffron. Splits a 26.33 in his final 50. So Reese Winter with a 435.80, a great swim for Reese for this time of day. These swimmers know they get to do this again, and you got to believe with the experience they have at this level that they will do it. Elijah Whitney actually goes a best time of 442. Merodio with a 443, also a best time. So, and the two 451s probably will make it, but may end up in the C final versus the B final that they were seeded coming in the top 16.
So now we head to the 10th and final heat of the 500. And then we will transition to the 100 butterfly.
Breaststroke.
Breaststroke. The breaststroke, and then to the 50 free. And then a break.
And then a break.
And then the Oasis.
Just a short one. So it looks like we may not have a swimmer in 2. But we have a pink cap in 4.
In lane number 1 from Fish Market, Logan Brown. Lane 3 from Colvin Heights Aquatics, Daniel Betchin. In lane 4 from BYU Rays, Tanner Nelson. In lane 5 from Sandpipers, Tanner Beck. In lane 6 from Las Vegas Swim Club, Owen Carlson. In lane 7 from BYU Rays, Alan Coons. In lane 8 from Fish Market, Charlie Simmons.
So in his traditional pink cap, Tanner Nelson swimming in lane 4. Tanner knows full well he'll be back to swim this again later on. Trying to stick with Tanner is lane 6. Owen Carlson.
Well, I think if you want to get a feel for where you are.
Yeah. So, of course, Gouffron was out in a 146. See here, the third 50, what Tanner's split is 27.05. He settles in at 27. We want to expect him to settle. The pace I believe he was going for was a 27.5. That's normally what he would do, 55 per 100. Should be about a 145 here at the 200. So a 145.49 at the 200 and a 27.36. Now the key will be this next 50 to see if he can hold still under 27.5.
And Detchin up in lane 3.
He went out about a second faster than Gruffon. 27.37, identical to the last 50. Exactly where he wanted it. If he's locked it there, this is a nice swim. So halfway through it,
Tanner's already
2:12.
got the best time in the country in the mile. Coming into today anyway. Owen Carlson still trying to hang there with Tanner Nelson. Also got Daniel Detchen in lane 3. Young man that, talk about the senior rep here for Utah Swimming. Took him from McKay Larson. His best time at 3:35.49. Let's see if he can hold that.
27.55 now.
Now, I know we've had some coaches watching these swims, getting elevation here, 29.990. So you get these distance swimmers that are able to put these top times. I mean, they're swimming at nearly 3,000 feet.
27.7 there at the 400 mark. So has slipped just a little bit, but remember this is a prelim swim. Tanner just in his cruise mode.
There comes bell lap for Tanner.
So a 27.7 there also. He's going to be about a 4:30.
And here comes Tanner Nelson.
And so he's in at a 4:30.36.
Detchen comes in at a 4:36.33.
So a nice swim for Danny Detchen. Came home in a 26.99. Tanner in a 26.93. So very similar. Detchen just 1 second off his previous best time.
That was so fun. We'll do it again tonight.
Yes, and you know that 4:28 that Gruffon did, that would put him, he was at a 4:28.99. That is, you know, about the 60th time in the country. So for 18 and unders.
So we'll go from the 500 free to the 100 breaststroke. We'll have 7 heats of the breaststroke.
Tanner, he's got the 100 breast coming up. He's already got out and is over in the warm down pool.
So while they transition, we'll transition. We'll wait just a little bit, take a break. We'll have a little dead air, but we're watching the 2021 Swimvitational on High School Rewind.
A nice swim by Talon Coons, a 3-second drop. He went a 4:40. His previous best was a 4:41. And Owen Carlson, who went out fast there from Las Vegas, he goes a 4:38, dropping from his best of a 4. So we saw several best times in that last heat. And it looks like it probably took close to a 4:40 to make it. We had 4 times at 4:40 or better. From that heat, and in the previous heat, 1, 2, 3, it may be that someone squeaked in with a 442 for the A final.
Event 26, the boys 100-yard breaststroke. Heat 1 of 7. In lane 2, from Boulder Swimming, Keenan D'Souza Chen. In lane 3, from Almaden Riptide, Reese Tran. In lane 4, from Bar Swimming, Kaleo Lavetta. In lane 5, from Hillsborough, Andrew Jokinen. In lane 6, from Boulder Swimming, Jeremy Hansen. And in lane 7, from Sousa, Dallas Schimbeck.
So at the 50, it's Tran from Riptide. Best times are 104s and 105s in this heat.
Now looking up in lane 2, and lane 4 too.
It's Nabetta from Dart.
It's going to come down to the stroke, isn't it? Lane 2. Well, Tran got there in lane 3 at 104.57. D'Souza Chen for 104.59, and the bet at a 104.71.
Anticipate it will take just under a 102 to make it back to the final. Going to have to probably break a minute to make it into the B final. And close to a 58 to make it into the A final.
In lane number 1 from Hilltop, Wade Ogden. In lane 2 from Park City, Cody Chaplin. In lane 3 from Loveland, Evan Baker. Lane 4 from Olympus Aquatics, Luke Garstein. In lane 5 from Lehigh Aquatics, David Ospina. In lane 7 from Bluefin Aquatics, Ethan Church. And in lane 8 from Hilltop, Carter Long.
And in lane 1, that's Ethan Cheer. Correction, lane 7 is Ethan Cheer. He's out quick in a 29.29. Chaffee and Ospina also under 30 on their first split. Seed times 103s and 104s for this heat.
How about the stroke right up in lane 2? Cody Chaffee.
Chaffee trying to
lane
get
7.
And it's 7 followed by 2. So Cheer with a 101.28 and Chaffee with a 101.65. 101.28, very close to what we think it's going to take to make it back to the final. That one may be there, maybe yes, maybe no.
You were saying which time? What is your cut line expected?
101.6-ish. So
83.
probably somewhere between Cheer and Chaffee's time. Cheer probably yes, Chaffee probably no.
So that's a summertime. Some are here, some are there.
Yeah. A little.
Family number 1 from Jeffco Hurricanes, Austin Lynn. In lane 2 from Sandpipers, Jacob Kim. In lane 3 from BYU Rays, Andrew Lemon. In lane 4 from Sandpipers, Jack Fulham. In lane 5 from Loveland, David Bosch. In lane 6 from Conwood Heights, Edison Yang. In lane 7 from Dart Swimming, Jonas San Gabriel. And in lane 8 from South Davis, Mason Drexler.
So, lane 1, that's Austin Lynn from Jeffco. His best time is a 103, but he was out in a 28.3, trying to break a minute for the first time. And there's the wall. It is Lynn with a 00.72. Followed by Lemon with a 0074. And then very close, Bosch with a 101.06 and then a 101.09 for Fulham. So it may take less than a 101 based on these early heats. That was a very close heat.
In lane number 1 from Park City Swimming, Reed Yokin. In lane 2 from Jeffco Hurricanes, James Appleton. In lane 3 from Cache Valley Marlins, Jackson DuBose. Lane 4 from BYU Rays, Cameron Robinson. In lane 5 from Hillsborough, Mason Leach. In lane 6 from Bluefin, Russell Raymond Gavino. In lane 7 from BYU Rays, Tanner Harmon. And in lane 8 from Las Vegas Swim Club, John Gallup. Final times for the 500-yard freestyle. The second alternate, Sean Honey. First alternate, Kyle Martini. In the C final, Daniel Toth, Joshua Day, Eric Chamberlain, Jason Giannotto, Chandler Iyer, Ethan Baker, Keanu Lee, and Russell Raymond Gavino. In the B final, Kristen Smith, Joseph Leptoff, Logan Brown, Caleb Wynn, Charlie Simmons, Dominic Toth, Spencer Merodio, and Riley Clinton. In the A final, Elijah Whitney, Talon Coons, Owen Carlson, Austin Metzler, Daniel Denton, Reese Winter, Tanner Nelson, and your fastest qualifier, Hayden Buffon. Gentlemen, it is 2:11. You have 30 minutes to declare your intent to scratch.
So Gavino, who just had his name read as making the 500, he goes at 00.909, a best time for him, and should get him back in the 100 breast also. A very close heat there. So after Gavino, it's DuBose with the 101, but we have 5 swimmers at 101s. And we just lost our scoreboard. Not sure what the... It came back. We've had very few gremlins. We had a minor gremlin the first day.
First day of the short course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Since then, we have
not fed them after midnight. We've not given them any water.
There has been no blender in the building. Well, I take that back. There's some really good stuff at the little stand behind us. Well worth visiting.
If you're in one from Hilltop, Marcus Graham in lane 2, Jeff Hurricanes and Draco in lane 3 from Hilltop, Nicholas Anderson, lane 4, Alden, Riptides, Connor Orr, lane 5 from London Swimming, Martin Johnson, lane 6 from Fish Market, Aiden Salisbury, lane 7 from Hillsborough, Jake Meyer, and lane 8 from Kathleen Moran, Spencer Bernhardt.
This is the first of the circle of seeds, so Connor Orth with a 56.91 is his seed time, so out in a 26.85. So it's possible all these swimmers could go 00 or better. But it's Connor Orth from Riptides. $57.18. And we have 6 out of 8 swimmers go under.
A little shameless plug. If you are a parent here and you've been sitting out in the parking lot or you walk around, might as well come inside the aquatic center. Hit the little place. I'm not going to say the name. Fill yourself an acai bowl. All I'm going to say.
They are fabulous.
Yeah.
Here in the Human Performance Center, they have the little snack bar, and it is fabulous.
If you go get a Moana acai bowl, you're welcome.
Heat 6. In lane number 1 from BYU Rays, McKay Larson. In lane 2 from BYU Rays, Talon Coons. In lane 3 from Las Vegas Swim Club, Jordan Evans. In lane 4 from London Swim Club, Baylor Lewis. In lane 5 from United Aquatics, Michael Keane. Lane 6 from London Swim Club, Carter Ruland. In lane 7 from Las Vegas, Kenyon Jolly. In lane 8 from South Davis, Tyler Orr.
We're out fast in lane 4 with Baylor Lewis.
So Lewis with a 26.58. We expect him in at a 57 or better. In fact,
and it's going to be Lewis coming in at a 56.55. And Evans in at a 57.92, King at a 59.05, and then some double O's.
Double O's. So 56.55 our fastest. 101.27 for McKay in lane 8. That
Just cannot get it below that double O area.
He did split on less than a double O on the relay last night, or yesterday morning, I guess it was. But we have a lot of double O's though.
Yeah. So we'll go to the final heat of the 100 breast, and then we'll go to the 50 free.
We'll pick up the pace for sure.
Heat 7. In lane number 1 from Loveland Swim Club, Cooper Malone. In lane 2 from Fish Market, Alice Iannelli. In lane 3 from Soul Swim Team, Nate Bjornstedt. In lane 4 from BYU Radius, Tanner Nelson. In lane 5 from Loveland, Jacob Eccleston. In lane 6 from Fish Market, Charlie Simmons. In lane 7 from South Davis, Nicholas Keller. And in lane 8 from Hillsborough, Zachary Craig.
So Tanner out in a 26.65, similar to Baylor Lewis.
And Lewis went a 56.55.
Tanner just swimming this. He'd like to do it ahead of Jacob Eccleston, but otherwise he's waiting for tonight. So a 56.36, so Tanner will be seated first. And that is 2 100ths from his best time ever, having less than 20 minutes ago completed. So approximately 16 minutes before, Tanner was in the water swimming a 500 freestyle, and now does a 56.36 within 200ths of his best time. I think he'll be okay.
I think he'll be okay. And what he's learning, and he already knows, is that if the Ute will throws down a gauntlet, you have to step up to it.
Yes. Well, and he's preparing for his college swimming days, where you get to swim multiple events and you get to swim hard in all of them. A nice swim out of...
Well, let's have some fun, shall we? Let's go to the 50 free.
Yes.
We had 7 ties in the ladies heat. Excited to see how we got here.
Event 28, the boys 50-yard freestyle, heat 1 of 9. In lane 2, David Ospina. Lane 3, Alvin Riley. Lane 4, Donovan Burke. In lane 5, Zachary Wells. And in lane 6, Jaden Kim.
Just 9 heats of 50s. I mean, isn't it interesting? We had 10 heats of 500s and only 9 heats of 50s. Men will be men. Riley Ogden starting out with a 22.93 best time for him.
I think it means we have more guys. We want to take it nice and easy. Country road drivers, not drag racers.
We do not. At the Swimvitational of the universe, we do not take the easy roads.
No.
10 heats of 500s, 9 heats of 50s.
Yeah.
Lest you be confused of whether or not swimmers are tough.
I don't doubt the toughness. Might be a little crazy. Just want to swim 1,000 yards in a day as fast as you can.
Are you saying they've got a little too much water somewhere?
It's somewhere.
Looks like we're missing lane 7.
In lane number 1, Reese Tran. Lane 2, Jason Giannotto. In lane 3, Mason Traxler. Lane 4, Andrew Ehab. Lane 5, Mason Leach. Lane 6, Owen Carlson. And in lane 8, Jacob Tulin.
How about lane 6? That is Owen Carlson. No, Tulin in lane 8. I got blocked by my own stuff here.
Tulin, 22.42. That may just be enough. That's getting close. We were going to say probably a 22.4 or better to make it back to the C final.
He got in there. Our setup was just blocking that lane 8. I knew that. But good swim there by Tulin.
Probably a 22.4 or better to have a chance to make it back to finals. Thinking you got to be a 22.1 for the B final, and If you want to swim in the A final tonight, you got to go sub 22. That's what we're thinking.
Heat 3. Lane 1, Jackson Bulls. Lane 2, Adam Sinclair. Lane 3, Charles Fleming. Lane 4, Dylan Covington. Lane 5, Jackson DuBose. Lane 6, Ryan Meyer. Lane 7, David Bosch. And Lane 8, Luke Johnson.
Let's read this.
Official times in the 100-yard breaststroke. Second alternate, Jack Bourne. First alternate, David Bosch. In the C final, Kenyon Jolly, Andrew Lemon, Tyler Moore, Austin Lynn, Spencer Bernhardt, Alex Yanelli, Carter Ruthven, and Talon Coons. In the B final, Russell Raymond Gavino, Andrew Raygon, Charlie Simmons, Nicholas Anderson, Aiden Salisbury, Michael King, Nate Bjornstad, and Jake Meyer. In the A final, Cooper Malone, Jordan Evans, Martin Johnson, Nicholas Keller, Connor Orr, Jacob Eccleston, Baylor Lewis, and your master qualifier, Tanner Nelson. Gentlemen, it is 2:23. You have 30 minutes to declare your intent to scratch. E3. E4.
Forgot what cheat because I read through that. Get back to my check mark system.
Lane 1, Alex Brown. Lane 2, Bryson Schmidt. Lane 3, Tyson Hargrove. Lane 4, Brady Fairbanks. Lane 5, Skylar Kinney. Lane 6, Sebastian Rona. Lane 7, Jackson Trout. And Lane 8, Andrew Rayco.
This is a solid heat, and
Boom.
one.
Branham.
With a 22.47, but that was a close heat. They were all seated. They were all seated within 0.3 of one another. That's probably why it was so close. But they went faster than their seed times.
E5.
These swimmers all between a 22.6 and a 22.7.
Lane 1, Elijah Whitney. Lane 2, Richard Nielsen. Lane 3, Jacob Eccleston. Lane 4, Eric Chamberlain. Lane 5, Earl Hill. And lane 6, Keanu Lee. Lane 7, Nate Anderson. And in lane 8, Caleb Nashner.
Jacob Eccleston, the 15-year-old. In 3, but lane 8, it's going to be Nasher with a 21.93, our first 21. Eccleston with a nice 22.07. Third place Lee with a 22.65.
What is up with the outside lanes here? Lane 8 and lane 1.
Lane 8 is, it's every lane is fast in this pool. 21 nice 3, a nice swim on the outside by Caleb Nashner. Our first 21, and we're still have one more heat before we get to our 3 circle seats.
Heat 6.
A 22.75, a 22.76. Very close in that heat.
Lane 1, Tyler Moore. Lane 2, Kenyon Jolly. Lane 3, Nate Bjornstad. Lane 4, Kyle Martini. Lane 5, John Christ. Lane 6, Jordan Evans. Lane 7, Spence Maroyo. And in lane 8, Lloyd Park.
So these swimmers all seated with the 22.4 to 22.6. Also very close. It's a 50. It's going to be lane 6, it looks like. No, it's 5. Chris with a 22.15. Evans 22.30. And third place 22.60.
I don't want to say a soft touch in a 50. Man, I thought Jordan Evans got in there in front of Chris.
You got to hit the pad hard. You're never going to get a soft touch without more than a 0.3 second differential.
Because I thought just the naked eye, I thought that Evans actually got there.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't another sport that you have to go, you finish, and then you go through a thing, and then you get your place.
Heat 7.
I mean, I saw that. I really thought that Evans got there. I was a little surprised. I looked at the board and saw that it was different. Hopefully that timing when, I could easily be wrong, but I thought that's where he was.
Our first of our circle seated heats.
Lane 1, Caleb Field. Lane 2, Grant Gibbs. Lane 3, Jacob Ricky. Lane 4, Joshua Scapland. Lane 5, Christian Johnson. Lane 6, Benjamin Seeley. Lane 7, Grant Lindblom. And in lane 8, Aiden Salisbury.
There you go, lane 5, lane 4.
And it's Scavlin with a 21.30. A nice job by Josh. So, great right there with Christian Johnson, but 21.30. That's a good time for Josh.
He just keeps something like that. He'll earn being able to watch a football game in my house again sometime. Known Josh since he was in high school.
So that was a fast heat. The first of our circle seated, all 22 and 21s. Would expect it the rest of the way to see just 21s. Maybe we'll see a 20 on the board.
One last little fun fact about Josh Scavlin. He is 2-0 in BYU football games at the Litster household. He's welcome back anytime, especially if he swims that fast.
Lane 1, Cleo Nevada. Lane 2, Jonah Saint-Gabriel. Lane 3, Landry Hill. Lane 4, Cam Barney. Lane 5, Connor Rufin. Lane 6, Anthony Huertas. And lane 7, Cameron Robinson. And lane 8, Brayton Scott.
Ruthven with the long underwater, but it's lane 6. Huertas. No, Hill in 3 with a 21.18. Huertas with a 21.36. That's a best time for Landry Hill. Best time for Tony Puertas too. Ruthven and Barney in with a 21.71. Ruthven with a 21.75. I was just commenting on his underwaters, went farther than any of the swimmers, both on the start and on the turn, as far as underwaters go. So we've had 6 swimmers at 21s. So it pretty much assured it's going to take a 21 to make it into the A final.
Lane 1, Colton Petkipa. In lane 2, Aaron Sams. Lane 3, Kenneth Toro. Lane 4, Max Woodbury. Lane 5, Adrian Clement. Lane 6, Trevin Staker. Lane 7, Elijah Curry. Lane 8, Ethan Brown.
It looks like Adrian Clement with a 20.88, our first 20, several 21s. But Adrian Clement from Portland with a 20.88, a 0.3 drop to his new best time. Woodbury in at a 21.65. I noticed we have a 21.77. We had a 21. Did we have a 21.77 in the previous heat?
Sugi and Toro, yep.
That
I didn't
could
have
be
one in the previous
interesting.
one.
I have it as a
22.
21.75, so we may be okay. I thought we may be in a swim-off situation for our final spot.
Swimmers now going to take a 15-minute break. We'll be ready for the relay. Again, I want to remind you, if you're not in the pool, make sure you have your mask on during this break. It's up to 3. Get ready, but please keep your mask on and keep that protocol. Thank you.
Announce our finals for the 50 free. But with all those fast swims, the relay is going to be fun because the 50 free was just kind of a warm-up for that. And so most all of the swimmers that swam the 50 free will probably be on a relay there, in those latter heats, combined with some others that, may have been in the 500 or the 100 breast. I mean, your Tanner Nelson, who's been known to crank out at 20.
Especially in a relay start.
So it will be interesting to see what we can get to.
Well, we're going to take the break and we'll be back. You're watching the 2021 Swimvitational on highschoolrewind.com.
Coaches and swimmers, event 26, the 100-yard breaststroke is now closed. There's been one scratch into the top 24 positions. If you or your athlete may have been scratched into this evening's swim, please see the clerk of course before leaving the venue. Again, one scratch in the top 24 of the 100-yard breaststroke. Please see if your swimmer has been scratched into this evening's swim. Lane 1, boulder swimming, A relay. Lane 3, OTAC, A relay. Lane 5, Cast Iron Marlins, A relay.
So for boulder swimming in lane 1, that is Jeremy Hansen. Lane 3 is Zach Wells, and in lane 5, Tyson Farnsworth. And in lane 5, a nice split there. Jackson Tuller now comes in the pool for OTAC. Isaac Wells in, or Jackson Tuller in for Cache Valley. Isaac Wells in for OTAC, and Covington in for boulder swimming. And it's going to be a slim, well, we're right on. Everyone coming in at the same time, nearly.
Yeah. A 22-2-5 split for Isaac Wells.
And Spencer Bernhardt now in for Cache Valley. Jackson Greenwood in for OTAC, and Joseph Levtov in for boulder swimming.
Spencer Bernhardt having the quickest split here. We'll see what it is.
Here comes Jackson DuBose in for the Marlins.
23.
Johnson and Keenan D'Souza Chen in for boulder. Cache Valley Marlins seat time was a 1:34.94. And they come in at a 1:31.75. A 22-18 split there for Jackson DuBose.
So nice split for DuBose to close out the Cache Valley relay. So setting a 1:31.75. Don't think that time will hold as we have 4 more heats.
Heat 2. In lane 1, Las Vegas Football A relay. Lane 3, Muslims Club B relay. Lane 5, Portland Aquatic Club A relay. And lane 7, Jetco Hurricanes A relay.
They're pretty tight across the pool. Maybe lane 5 with an advantage. And that is Jake Wilson Godwin. Or Goodwin, rather.
So 22.94, the quickest first split.
Still tight, 3, 5, and 7. It's Jacob Eccleston in for Loveland, Kenyon Jolly in for Las Vegas, and Mason Leach in for Hillsboro. And it is Eccleston giving a bit of a lead here to Baylor Lewis. Pardon me.
Wait, we're in the.
It is Jackson Bullard coming in as Alex Branham brought that in. So Jackson Bullard down on the pool. James Crawford in lane 5, McCormick McShane in lane 7, and Max Carlson in lane 1.
But Branham did have a 21.90 split, so Branham should get his due for going sub 22.
And we're looking at lane 3 now. David Bosch going to come in for Loveland. It's Austin Lynn in lane 7 and Adrian Clement in lane 5 and Owen Carlson in lane 1.
Bullard Jackson with a 22.10 split. So the Loveland B team's going to set the mark. And we'll swim to the win in Heat 2.
So David Bosch will bring it home at a 1:29.90.
With a 22.38 anchor. But Adrian Clement went a 20.75. Now Clement went a 28.8, was the fastest in the 50 free. With the relay split, he went a 20.75. So he sets a high water mark for the fastest split, 20.75.
Heat 3. Lane 1, Lehigh Aquatics. Lane 2, Loveland Swim Club, A mile, or A relay. Lane 5, Las Vegas Swim Club, B relay. Lane 7, Hill Girls Swim Team, B relay.
So it is Carter Ruthven with the start here for Loveland. That brings in Jacob Eccleston.
So a 21.75 for Carter Ruthven, 22 flat for John Gallup.
Eccleston looking to extend a lead for Loveland. It's Kenyon Jolly in the water in lane 5 for Las Vegas. Lane 7 is Mason Leach in lane 1, Tylen Spencer. And Eccleston.
Carter Ruthven consistent with 21.75 leadoff with 21.75, 20 minutes to go in the 50.
Eccleston brings it in. Now Baylor Lewis into the pool for Loveland. And also in for Las Vegas, Jordan Evans.
Eccleston splitting at 21.62. Now Baylor Lewis trying to improve on that Loveland lead.
Martin Johnson going to come in next.
Baylor Lewis with his head down that whole second 50, second 25, 21.06. A nice split for Baylor Lewis.
And in comes Martin Johnson. John Chris trying to track him down. Might not have enough pool to do it. As it'll be Martin Johnson bringing it in for
He's got his head
Loveland
down.
At a 1:26.27.
21.84 for Johnson. 1:26.27. Now the time to beat after 3 heats with 3 remaining.
Love the 200 relay.
Yes.
Nothing against other relays. It's just the sprint. So much fun.
It is. Especially when you have this level of swimming
Right.
going on.
We'll hit the lane or the heat 4.
So 21.75, 21.62, 21.06, and 21.84 to give Loveland the 1:26.27 and the current lead.
Heat 4.
Three heats remaining.
In lane 1, South Davis Aquatics Team A relay. Lane 3, Hilltop Aquatics B relay. Lane 5, BYU Rays B relay. And lane 7, Alma Tides A relay.
So out early is Riptide's Connor Orth.
So Orth brings it back quickly.
21.56.
So that brings in Grant Limbom. Isaac Vaughn now in for BYUB Rays.
Isaac split at 21 on Thursday. Can he do it again?
Look out for
Riptide's got
Nick Keller in lane 1 making a charge. It's still going to be Riptides. Now Caleb Nashner in. McKay Larson comes in lane 5.
Larson trying to catch Riptides. Bond splits at 22.16. Larson trying to make up the difference on riptides. Hasn't breathed this second 25. Did it no breath.
Nashner brings it back into Donovan Burke. Tanner Harmon now in for the BYUV Rays. Lane 1 is South Davis. That's Tyler Orm. And then Davis Miller going to lane 3 for Hilltop. And BYUV Rays trying to make the charge here. Tanner Harmon might not get there. A nice split. Burke brings it in for Riptides at a 127.94.
So Tanner Harmon with a 21.40 makes up a full second. Not quite there, but almost. He needed another 5 yards. So 127.94 and
right now it's second for Helmeted Riptides.
so with the BYUV Rays B team in 4th place with 8 teams remaining.
E5. In lane 1, dart swimming, A relay. Lane 3, behind aquatics, A relay. Lane 5, hilltop, A relay. Lane 7, fish market, B relay.
And it's lane 1, dart swimming, Hayden Gouffron.
Gouffron in a 21.81.
That brings Kaleo Nabeta into the pool. And we got tight heat here. Nabeta off that turn, maybe up tenths of a second here, as he's going to be bringing it back in to Charles Fleming. But a nice close in lane 3 by Cam Barney. That brings in Braden Scott and Charles Fleming. Andrew Ehan in lane 5, and then Cole Albrecht in lane 7.
Cam Barney with a 21.32 split. That was a nice close based on his 21.3.
Braden Scott and Charles Fleming battling it out lanes 3, lane 1. It'll be just a slight lead here for Landry Hills. He's going to be going against Jonas San Gabriel in lane 1, but it's Landry Hill, a very good sprinter. Going to take that final turn. And how low can Lehigh push this time?
A 21.62 by Braden Scott, but Hill in with a
26.50.
20.58. So just not quite as quick as the Loveland team. That puts him in second. But our fastest split of the day, 20.58 from Landry Hill.
So Loveland still in the lead overall with the 126.27.
So 126.27 is the time to beat. The seed time for each of the relays here in this final heat is 126.0 or better. Doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be up for it today, but they could be.
So we got a good one coming up. This is going to be a fun one to watch. This final heat.
Josh Scavlin leading off for the UV Rays. Maxwell Morley for Sousa. Aiden Salisbury Fish Market and Elijah Puri Hillsboro.
In lane 1, Southern Utah Swimming Association, A relay. Lane 3, BYU Rays, A relay. Lane 5, Wasatch Road Fish Market, A relay. Lane 7, Hillsboro Swim Team, A relay.
So Josh Scavlin took no breath going down, 1 breath coming back into the wall at a 21.54.
And that brings in Trevin Staker. Staker in lane 3, and we're looking at lane 5 and lane 7. That is Charlie Simmons, and then Max Woodbury in lane 7 with Hillsborough. As it's Trevin Staker bringing it back in, and it'll be Cam Robinson coming in next for BYUB Rays, and a
Max
strong
Woodbury
close for
from
Woodbury.
Hillsborough, he had a great split.
Kenneth Sugiantoro comes in now.
Woodbury splits at 21.23, Staker at 21.67.
Cam Robinson in lane 3 trying to hold the lead here for BYUB Rays. And again in lane 7, Kenneth Sugiantoro trying to make a charge. And maybe even has a slight advantage coming in to the anchor, Benjamin Seeley for Hillsborough goes in. And now it's Tanner Nelson for BYUB Rays in lane 3 with a slight. He's got to make up some ground here, does Tanner. Come off that final wall.
Tanner has half a second he's got to make up. Can he do it? Tanner's got his head down. He's going.
And Tanner Nelson going to bring back in a team for a 26.56. Third for BYUB Rays, and that gives Loveland the relay to 126.27.
6.56. So that's a third place just behind Loveland and Lehigh. Tanner splits a 20.70, a 21.61 for Jacob Reese.
So our final, well, unofficially, Loveland with a 126.27, Lehigh at a 126.50, and then BYUB Rays at 126.56.
But that was fun.
What a way to end.
So we had a great day of swimming, and we have finals tonight. Again, we'll have the 200 backstroke, 500 freestyle, and we have some exciting 500 freestyle races.
Yes, we do.
They are going to be exciting to watch. Then the 100 breaststroke. Excited about the 100 breaststroke just because, I mean, each of those finals are going to be interesting. We have the C final for the men that's all double O's, the B final that's 58s and 59s, and then we have 56s, 3 of them that were posted. So I expect it's going to take a 55 or better to win the 100 breast. So the 100 breast is going to be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be
and then we had the 50 free, which is going to take a 20-point something if you want to win the 50 free today, because we saw consistency.
And we do have a swim off.
Now we do have a swim off going right now for the
50
200
or the 200.
It looks like we're in the 200 back here. So we have the 200 back, still required a swim off for the alternate. So this is Sandpiper's Jack Fulham in 5 and Ethan Cheer from Bluefin in 6.
So again, Fulham in 5. Probably Cheer in 5, Fulham in 6. The winner will take that second alternate position. We had some scratches, if I remember right, so we had to make some changes. And man, we are stroke for stroke here in this swim off. Chur and Fulham. Chur maybe with just a bit of an advantage on that turn. We'll have one more 50. And it's still Chur.
They tied with a 0091.
And so Chur, off that turn, still leading Fulham.
Chur's going to go faster than a 00 here.
Well, Fulham trying to pick it up a little bit.
He personally gets to keep the time, although he will be seated with his 0091.
So Chur won a 00 earlier and goes 159.66 in the swim off. So Chur will take that second alternate spot as we are now set for this evening's finals. Been a lot of fun with the two sessions this morning and this afternoon, but we will be back tonight. 6:30 start for the finals. The stream will start about 6:15. You watch it all right here on highschoolrerun.com for Paul Larson and Vince Francis.
We also are going
we still have a...
We're going to do, because we just haven't had enough fun.
We haven't had enough 50 free for first and second.
We have a 50 free swim off too.
Here I am signing off, Mike Werner, doing some producing without even knowing it.
So we had Gibbs and Thulin so it's Grant Gibbs from Sousa in 4 and Jacob Thulin from Reading swim team in 5, swimming for the alternate position in the 50 free. I mean, we had a tie for 21st, a tie for 23rd, and a tie for 25th.
Right.
And that was 22:39, 22:41, and 22:42. So they tied with a 22:42. Thulin had the better start from Reading. They appear to be close at the turn. Thulin in 5.
Oh, this is going to come down to the last
Gibbs.
reach here.
It is Gibbs with a 22:23. I mean, both those times you knew they were going to be faster. 22:23. At least Gibbs gets to keep that 22:30, his new best time. He came into the meet with a 23.3, got a 22:42, and now he has a 22:30. So he bettered his time by more than a second, but that's what happens in a swim-off.
And now we get to sign off until this evening. Stream will be back up about 6:15, but for Paul Larson and Vince Francis, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us and watching the 2021 Swimvitational on High School Rewind.